What's up? Back here with a new video. So I want to start a new challenge for YouTube. Specifically, I want to start a challenge, Deadlift Everyday. So from now until this is up, it's a 45-day cycle. I'm going to start to deadlift every day. I want to see how it goes, how it changes your body and stuff. So how the program works: each day, every day, you do 3 singles. It was 3 to 5. I'm gonna start with 3. I'm gonna do 3 singles. That's it. And you start with 75% for 6 days. On the 7th, you go up to 80. So on these first 6 days, and then you keep going up. It'll be 85, and then so you get, it's like day 40, and then it goes down on some days, then back up. But I want to try this program out and see the benefits and the not benefits of it. I know deadlifting every day can be hard on your body. This past Monday I did put out, Wednesday, I filmed it on Monday. I did put out a video showing me deadlift 315 for 5. So my max, projected max, my all-time max is 405, but I haven't deadlift max in a while, and I haven't went all out since this past Monday. So I was like, you know what? Let's try this. So it's 360 is my projected max with my 315 for 5. So I'm gonna go all my numbers based off that, and then at the end, so it says to take a 2-day rest, but I'm gonna try it every day. So on the last day, it's like day 43 or 42. What you do is you do 75, so you're back down the weight you started with, just to get some, and then you take a 2-day rest and max out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come in, probably do a couple 135, maybe 225 if I'm feeling, 225 if I'm feeling good. But I think that should work out. So I just did my easy singles. There's a couple easy singles, and then you 3, especially if you're getting sort of hard singles. And then what I'm going to do before this, I did some plyos. So I did some low plyos, like some pogo jumps, side hops, stuff like that before this, just as a little bit of warm up and to get some plyos in. So I probably won't do anything after today, but I'm gonna try to upload every day to get my deadlift. And also, like I said, give me football topics to talk about. So today, kind of what I was thinking about talking about is drafting a quarterback and the problems and the benefits of drafting a quarterback. The problems with drafting a quarterback is it's a wild card. You see guys who are projected first overall, like Jamarcus Russell, a few other guys. Who was Johnny Manziel he was picked 20th, but you know, like guys who were picked early. Zach Wilson picked 2nd overall. And they just don't work out. They don't end up working out. And it's very odd to me how NFL have so much time, money, and effort go into scouting, and they still get it wrong. I don't know how. It's very interesting to me, but what I'm trying to figure out is why it's so hard. And I can see the problems being that the variety of competition is so hard to judge. So that's why most of the time guys who are drafting and scouting are not picking D3 guys. Unless you're completely dominating, then they're not picking D, especially a quarterback, because quarterback, you have to be really, and it's hard to even dominate at that level because it's the guys around you too, like your pass catchers, your linemen. I played at D3 level, and yes, you're gonna have guys around you, there's dudes who could play D1, D2, but it's just a different level of competition. Speed, it's almost the same speed of game, like from the high school level to D3 and high school level to D1, it's almost the same speed, but it's just different how the guys around you are going to be, so it's hard to show your dominance. Now there's been guys who have been successful to do it, but back to what I was talking about. So the cons of it, yes, wild card, you don't know what's going to happen, and you could run into a guy who just doesn't have that it factor, and you think he does, and it's sometimes hard to see that. Also, cons are guys don't show enough, like inconsistent stuff. Like, it's just interesting how this year 6 guys taken off the board by pick 12. And there's been years like Kenny Pickett's year. The first pick was the 20th overall pick. And then after that, there wasn't anyone picked until like the 4th round. So they think this year, and the last time this similar happened in 2022, there's only one guy starting on that team, Trevor Lawrence. Zach Wilson, or is that 2021? 2021, my fault. 2021 draft. In 2022, they hyped up. No, 2022 was Kenny Pickett. Yeah, 2021 was Zach Wilson's, Trevor Lawrence's, that draft. That draft with Justin Fields, they thought that was going to be the it draft. I think they had 3 or 4 quarterbacks taken at similar times as this draft, but we had 6. And from what I've seen from these quarterbacks, I would say, yes, they are worth the picks for the most part. Now, like for example, people are saying, why is the Broncos taking the 6th quarterback at the 12th pick? Well, if they held him, most likely they would have to, they held him, they would have had to, or they waited, someone else would have picked him. There's so many QB needy teams too. That's why this year it was those like stars aligned with quarterbacks. So many QB needy teams, and the draft was so heavily quarterback. Now I'm kind of rambling. I got to start setting up my second set. 225 for a second light one. Then we'll get into my working sets. Kind of heavy ones. But yeah, like QB needy teams were through the roof. And the stars aligned with the quarterbacks. Now, my thoughts on each quarterback. So, Caleb Williams going at 1, I think, was no surprise, and I think he could be the future of the Browns, or not the Browns, the Bears. The only problem is the Bears have never had luck with quarterbacks. And I don't think they will have anytime soon. Maybe with Caleb. And I saw a meme recently that Caleb Williams is projected to be a Steeler in 3 years because every time the Bears select the first quarterback taken from the draft, they became a Steelers. Mitch Trubisky and Justin Fields. So Caleb Williams in 3 to 4 years. I'm gonna get my Williams Steelers jersey soon. But yeah, like he would be number 1 in any draft. So I don't see anything wrong. I say the only draft he might not be is, I would have to say, the only draft he might not, maybe Cam Newton. I'm a big Cam Newton fan, but maybe Cam Newton, like there was no talent near him a lot. So the only thing is size-wise, 6'1", lower on 200s, like it's a little small, but he isn't that prototypical quarterback build, which we're not looking for anymore. If you see first 2, Caleb Williams, Jay Daniels, then Drake May, who is that prototypical 6'6", 6'5", 2. He is a little lighter though. He's actually only like 218, which is surprising. He needs to put some weight on. I was surprised by his weight. But like, that's your first prototypical quarterback. And it's funny, he should have went to a situation like the Falcons. I think, if anything, Phoenix, Drake May switch. Phoenix would not thrive on the Patriots, because no quarterback's ever going to thrive on the Patriots for a while, but he would do better with that. Now, Drake May on a Kirk Cousins-led team, 2 to 3 years, gets his footwork down, gets his throwing, like he's kind of like Josh Allen, reminds me a lot of Josh Allen. But Josh Allen had a little bit better team around him, so he was able to figure it out. And coaching-wise, amazing. Got his accuracy down, and it was amazing what they did with him. Let me hit this set real quick, because I'm going to try to stay warm. It's came up on that one a little bit. Around my back. I'm too close to the bar. But this kind of turned into my thoughts about the QB drafted. Let's change the video to that. So my thoughts on the QB drafted. But if Drake May and Michael Penix switch positions, beautiful. Drake May on the Falcons right now would be perfect. because the weapons he has are young there. The Falcons are very lucky. Offensively, they're very young. Solid O-line. And now it turns into a good situation in 2 or 3 years. Kirk Cousins is either old, retires. I think he's his 3-year contract. So I think he has 2 years left. A lot of people are saying about 2. I think so too. But he also is coming off ACL tear. So it wouldn't be the worst thing if Drake May had to come in this year. It wouldn't be the worst thing. It'd be better for him to sit, but it wouldn't be the worst thing. Now, yes, if Michael Penix Jr. had to play this year, if I had to win a Super Bowl this year and I had Drake May, Michael Penix, I'd rather take Michael Penix. But if I had time to develop and if I wanted to find my franchise quarterback, it'd be Drake May, and I would sign in a cheap veteran, or if you had one already like Kirk Cousins, then I would bring him in. So it is interesting to see that. And J.J. McCarthy going to the Vikings out the 11th, it's just funny to me. I don't see what they see in him. You know what? I do. I like him off the play action. Love him off the play action. If you're going to a system that's play action, like with Arthur Smith on the Steelers, beautiful. Love the play action stuff with him. And also, too, he is actually very clutch. He's like, his percentage in the fourth quarter is nuts. And also, when on third down, he's like 80% successful, which means they get the first down from a pass from him, which is nuts. I mean, yes, he had a very good team around him. Receiver-wise, solid team. Steelers did sign one. If you don't tell, I'm a Steelers fan, by the way. But the Steelers did sign one of them in the 3rd or 4th round. But he's solid passer. Just the sample size is small from what everyone's saying. I would have rather had Bo Nix, for example, just because sample size is bigger. That's what the thing is. Drafting one, you have to make sure security. And yes, there's been people talked about for years and years just saying, oh, this guy, he's secure. He's going to be franchise quarterback no matter what. He's going to be with us for 10 plus years. And they end up being there for their rookie contract, barely. So this was said about Zach Wilson. No, I don't know if it was said. I think it was. Zach Wilson. I keep going back to him. Justin Fields. Kenny Pickett. Like, the Steelers, when they go after a first round, they really want that person. They don't just go quarterback because they need to, which I hate because they passed on so many good quarterbacks like not Josh Allen, but Lamar Jackson. You know, they passed on him. Or they could have been more aggressive trading for one of those. But like I said, what I don't think you should do is if you're one of those top 10 picks. Now, it's kind of ironic because the first pick, Bears, is probably one of the best situations to go to as a young quarterback. One of the best. It's actually very funny. Like Bryce Young, if I was the Panthers, I would have signed like some great edge rusher, maybe a great receiver, or something. Just something to entice some veterans to come on the team. Or, like some good free agency. Like, I would not get a quarterback if your team knows it sucks and you're not going to be able to build in time. Now, it's hard to come to that reality. It is. Like, the Panthers, they didn't think they would be that bad. When they 2-15 last year, that's bad. Real bad. They didn't think they'd be that bad. But I would say probably they should have realized, hey, signing a young quarterback is not the best situation to be in for him. Like, no O-line. Adam Thielen's your best receiver, and he's one foot in the grave right now. Like, I don't think that's your best situation. If you sign a really good edge rusher, their defense was solid last year. So if they signed a really good edge rusher and then was able to use that edge rusher and produce, now this year they'd be like, maybe they'd still be in the same position, like, record-wise. Like, they might still only have 2 wins, but then you wouldn't beat up on your quarterback and stuff. Or, if they wanted to, got someone for cheap. You know? Who was going around last year for cheap? Joe Flacco. Get him, just a guy like that for cheap. have him take the brunt. That's what I hope they do with the Patriots, by the way, which is Kobe Myers. He's there. So hopefully, at least he plays the first like 8 games, takes most of the growing pains out of Drake May, and then they build Drake May's confidence up and able to do that. All right, let's get the first set in. All right. So these singles are gonna be a little easy. I don't know what's going on today. I gotta contract my core. My core feels, I don't know, for some reason a little weak today. I got contracted, but my legs are moving fine. My legs are playing strong, but I don't know if the sun's getting to me. A little tired, a little bit. But those are kind of like my thoughts, like. And then Spencer Rattler, which is wild. And then no one took a shot at him until the 5th round, which is kind of a good thing because of the fact that they wait. Like, yeah, they're like, who even took? Wait, let me look. All right, I'm back. Spencer Rattler was drafted by the Saints. I completely forgot, but the Saints, like, that's crazy that he went that deep. As I thought he was solid. As the college quarterback, but it's crazy how deep he went. But it was smart by the Saints because, like, they know if once those 6 guys go, Rattler's the next guy picked. And so they knew none of the teams if the ones they drafted those 6 needed any other quarterbacks. So let's just wait it out. Wait as long as we think we can. And they did it perfectly because the Patriots, I think the next round, or that same round, went Joe Milton, which was the next probably quarterback, the 8th quarterback on the board, on most people's boards, which I think Joe Milton, solid arm. I don't, see, that's the thing, that's another thing. See, okay, we're going back to drafting quarterbacks from college to NFL. You can get away with a big arm and really in college and a lot of talent. Air raid offenses are easy. One word could be 92. That's mesh. You know, like it's 1 or 2 numbers or 1 word. Where that's the air raid lingo. It's mostly numbers. They go by numbers for the most part, and it's really weird. But once you get to NFL, a lot of West Coast wording, a lot of stuff like that. It was funny. I know Gruden. No one really likes Gruden much anymore, but because of what he did. But this isn't about his emails. But I was watching a video of his recently explaining why banana split. What is it? Z something Y banana. I forgot the play, but I know I could draw it. He has, so the first read, they had the full, it's in I formation. I think he drew it in strong I, so to the right side strength. The 6, was it a play action? I don't think it's a play action, but the Z comes in motion. So from the left side, Z comes in motion. They're in, I think 21 personnel, I think it was. Z comes in motion. He comes in motion. They do a 6-step, I'm pretty sure it was play action, and the fullback, the H-back, who's the strong side, goes to the flat. That's your first read, which is kind of interesting because you think the Z would go in the flat. Second read, you have your Y, that's your tight end. To the right side, he runs a corner route. That's your second read. So you got a basic high-low read. It's just a basic high-low read, play action, half rollout, high-low read. 6 steps right now, boom. Fullback's open, take him to the flat. Then you have the corner. It's a low to high read, I should say. It's not high to low. So then you have the corner. And then your third option, which I love. The Z comes in motion from left to right. And then his route is a over back the other way. So so if you have a man following him, it's basically like the return route that the Chiefs do, but it's now it's a whole circle. That's where the banana I think comes from, because it looks like a banana. So then he runs like basically like a 6 set, like just behind the linebackers over route. So that's your third. So you're flat to corner to over, and then you have late. Your X is out wide on the left side. You have out late a drag route by the X. So that's like basically a delayed. So that's your fourth read. If you get there, you usually don't get to that. But I was like, that's a great play concept. I love it. I might have to add it in my high school because that's a great play concept. All right, I gotta stop talking in my second set. But my point of all that, I actually gotta make my point real quick. But my point of all that was because the lingo is like, he has Y bananas, blah, blah, blah. I forgot it. I just watched a video like a couple hours ago. Imagine these guys trying to learn hundreds of those plays when they were going from offense where it's 92, 92, 92, 92, 92, 62, 62, 62. You know, it's a lot different. It's 62. And mostly, it's actually funny, in the air raid style, most of the receivers find the open space. You know, you look at the quarterback line, looks at matchup, looks at what coverage, like, you know, he's like, all right, so if the receiver reads it regularly in this spot, but the receiver does most of the work to find the open space. You just gotta find the open guy. Now in the NFL, you gotta throw people open. So it's different. It's a little different than that, but we get more into that. You gotta throw people open. So you gotta throw people open in the NFL. You don't have to do that in college. You have to just find the open guy. Find the mismatches. I was talking about this with my dad actually the other day. We were talking about it, and he was like, yeah, college, there's still a weakness. NFL, no weakness. You're not gonna, if you think, all right, I'm gonna away from this end when you're scrambling, there's an end coming from the other side almost just as fast, not your weak side end. Do the same thing. You know, mismatch at man, they're all proficient man coverage guys. So yes, some are better than others. Like, would I rather have Darrell Revis? Or like for example, like Mika Fitzpatrick. He's a great cover, deep hat. Or like Earl Thomas, you know? Yeah, we'll use that. Those are two good examples. Like, would I rather have Darrell Revis man one of their receivers up, or Earl Thomas? Now, Earl Thomas wouldn't do a bad job, or I would say actually probably lock up a lot of guys, but I'd rather have Darrell Revis. So that's what I'm saying is, though, like, but I still want to throw to Earl Thomas. If he's manned up on somebody, I don't want to throw to him. So you have to throw people open, put it in the perfect spot. Where in college, you can kind of go with, all right, my receiver can make a play on this ball. Yes, NFL guys make plays. Don't get me wrong, there's still jump ball guys, stuff like that, but it's a little bit different. I'm trying to get out of here, so I gotta do my last set soon, and then get out of here because I am a little beat. But yeah, I'm gonna keep trying to I'm gonna do deadlift every day. Like I said, some days I'm gonna add some stuff, did some plyos before this, but I'm gonna do 3 heavy, not heavy, but singles. They're gonna be 275 for a little bit. I might drop it down. It's actually not looking too bad. The last set was okay. The first rep, what was going on? Core wasn't contracting, hips weren't. I don't know. So let's get this last one. Let's head out of here. There we go. That was a lot later. I don't know why. Kept forgetting to put tension in the bar before I hit the lift. That was dumb of me. Dumb. All right. So, do this every day. Deadlift every day. I'm not gonna have a football topic to talk about every day, but there's a lot to talk about football, so I'm gonna keep talking about football. Like I said, I thought the draft was interesting to wrap up everything, and drafting a quarterback. We'll go over this. Pros real quick. Drafting a quarterback. We'll do 3 pros. We'll do, I don't even know 3 pros. We'll do 3 pros. So drafting a quarterback, you can pick what you want. So if you want a certain style of quarterback, you can pick what you want. If you do a veteran, you can't. Number 2, rookie contract. If you have a good rookie like CJ Stroud, they can build around him. And now you start a dynasty. Number 3 is starting that dynasty. Like if you find the guy, you start in a dynasty. 3 cons, it's a wild card. Don't know you're going to get Jamarcus Russell? All right, let's go back to CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud. He's only had 1 year, so you're not going to get Jamarcus Russell or Andrew Luck, someone who has been proven for a few years. You know what I mean? In the draft. Number 2, he just can't get the verbiage. He can has all the physical traits, but just can't have that it factor or get like the verbiage and stuff like that. So like the mind stuff, just can't get down. Number 3, let's think of the third con. Third con, just not the right situation. If you have a sucky team, don't draft a quarterback. That's how I'm going to end it. Peace.